I hope you know what you're doing, the commander said. I was wrapped in the strange silver blanket again, and the commander and his men were wearing their white hazmat suits. As we sped across the city in the anti-magnetic van, "Trust me," was all I could think of saying. I knew that if my plan failed, I'd be a prisoner in the underground cell forever. The commander had radioed ahead to the zoo. The van entered through a back gate away from all the crowds. When they bundled me out of the van, I looked up at the signpost. I continued with my head at one of the names. "That's where we are going," I said. The commander looked stunned. He must have thought I had gone nuts. "But I don't understand." "You will, I promise." We had to wait for 10 minutes while the zoo officials cleared away all the visitors. Then the commander and his men marched me into the empty aquarium. I stared around at the signs. At last I found the one I wanted, hanging above a vast tank of water. Electrophorus electricus. Origin: Amazon River Basin, South America. The commander and his men studied the sign and looked at one another, shaking his heads. "The poor kid is loony," said one of them. "He must be crazy," agreed another. While they were distracted, I took the deepest breath of my life, making myself as thin as I could so I had room to move around inside the blanket. I managed to slip one of my hands out of the blanket. Quickly I unbuckled the straps and the silver blanket dropped to the ground. The commander shouted a warning. "Stop him." But they were too late. I scrambled up a wooden ladder and jumped into the tank with an enormous splash. "Joshua, come back," roared the commander. "That's an order." The water sloshed around my neck as I waded into the center of the tank where nobody could reach me. For a minute or two nothing happened. Then the water stirred as a long grayish-green shape with a flattened nose rose up. I guess it was about 2 meters long. Its small weak eyes looked menacing. Its mouth was square and sat right at the end of its snout. It was the ugliest creature I'd ever seen, and fear raced through my body. I'd read all about these hideous things in a book Dad had given me for my birthday. Electrophorus electricus, the electric eel. I knew it wasn't really an eel at all. It was related to a catfish. I knew it had to come to the surface every 10 minutes or so to breathe. I also knew it had a very long sense of hearing, so I started making weird loud noises. Rah, rah. The book had said eels use electricity to stun their prey. Their bodies contain 6,000 cells called electrocytes that store power like tiny batteries. It said they could generate electric shock from 100 to 600 volts, enough to harm a human being. But that was a risk I had to take. More ripples stirred the tank as more of the revolting creatures broke the surface and dug for air. I kicked and splashed water at them and yelled even louder. I wanted to get them really angry. Rah, rah. The commander and his men had removed their helmets. They were screaming for me to get out of the tank. The electric eels thrashed wildly and streamed towards me. And that was when it happened.